Hey guys, welcome back here. We are with a new sleeping giant. That's AC Milan. So those of you who know this series is we go through the different clubs that are not performing at the level that they should be performing, and we try to bring them up where they should belong. And I'm not what we do. The way I do it always, I play the season, and after the season I tell you, okay, which tactic did work. Was this a good game? Sometimes it doesn't work at all. The game is a wreck, I lose it all, and then if I'm not fired, you will see the result. But this is AC Milan. AC Milan is underperforming in real life. Last Football Manager FM 2019, you had really difficulty because one thing with the sleeping giant is that they should have the economic perspectives to be a big club again. If it's a club that is always can't earn any money, you have to then 10 years, because it's not only turning around the club based on results, it's also turning the club as a club. AC Milan last year was extremely hard game. You could win the series, you have to win the Champions League, I think, 2 times to get the money you need or get someone to buy you. So I don't take those clubs at all. But this time I checked AC Milan, I checked the squad, and yeah, the squad was maybe not as dominant as the last season, in the terms of the game, and but the finance was there, so you have to really here you have the opportunity to make it big. To now, this was the best game I have done. I played with, when it comes to the sleeping giants, I played with Fredrikstad, old Norwegian club that is in the third division. That was fun in a way. I didn't know any of the players, but we won promotion and come a little bit higher, and the seasons are very shorter, so that was also some cool. But you had also different clubs like Monaco. That was also very cool, coming to the second place with them. I only play one season for you guys, and I keep playing those games I like. This one I will definitely play. Here you really can make impact both on the economy, both on the game, and the players. And the results, guys, and the results. Okay. As always, as you can see, the season is ended here, guys, so you can see what works and what didn't work for me. And what did work here is that we came for third place. I think third place is well. We came 4 points behind the series winners, that is AC Rome. We split points with Juventus, that is very good. This is really bothering me, the zebra thing. Okay, anyway, 4 points in front of Inter Milan. I think that was good. The result, Messi, I am happy with the results. We had too many losses, but we had good amount of wins here, and you're gonna look at that. What really ruined for me was the start of the season. The start of the season ruined for me. Based on results, I think we managed to make them come back to the Champions League at the first season, and as well, we won the Italian Cup. We met Inter in the final, 1-1. Okay, going through the AC Milan, just me analyzing the squad here, guys. I would say the AC Milan I started the season bad because I just tried too much, and I did some crazy things, some stupid things. One of those stupid things I did, that I had played too many games now in the lower divisions, and so when I came here, I started to see, for example, I'm just saying something here. I looked too much on one thing. I saw, for example, Rebic. Oh, he got great pace here and great work rate, and you can do that, for example, in the lower divisions, that the player have a very high attribute in something. Then you can use that high attribute to defeat your opponents, because they cannot cope with that. So, for example, in the second division in Norway, or third division in Norway, or in Brazil, or where it is, if someone has great acceleration, great pace, great jumping reach, you can really use that to defeat your opponents, because your opponents cannot cope with that. So when someone is having, for example, 16 in a pace, you think, oh, I'm going to base my game a lot around that. But when you play with AC Milan, you have to be, that's in the top division. You're playing against Juventus. For example, work rate of 17 for a striker is good, but it will not hurt Juventus. They are top players. You have to be more based as a team. You have to work it as a team, as a unit, to win against your opponents, especially in the big leagues. So I was too much in the lower league system, so I really ruined it in the beginning of the season. I made a heck of a bad tactic. So you can see the results in the start of the game. Don't burn about that one here. So you can see we won 3-1, 2-0. Then look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 games here, guys. 4 games without a goal. We didn't score a goal here. That is not good. That is not good at all. And that also hurted us financially, because as you can see, when the season started here, we played against when did we played against Spal. 57,000 people came to our games. I really had to I had to really do something to get it back here, because look at here, against Napoli we started to lose 56,000. Verona we were to 55,000. We won against Verona, but then we were to 49,000. Look at this, 49. We came under 50,000. And Sleeping Giant, what does that mean? We have to wake them as a club. We have to get the money in. The finance have to go around, guys. You have to get some money in. And that is what we did in the season. So we made it turn around. So because AC Milan as a club has a big stadium, that's very important. It's not their own stadium. I asked them if they could buy the stadium. They didn't want to buy it. Ooh, Costa Corta. You remember him from old games? Football Manager game? That was Championship Manager that time, wasn't it? Okay, anyway, I'm talking too much nonsense now. Anyway, you can go to facilities here. You can see that AC Milan has, guys, they're renting the stadium of San Siro. That is 75,923 seater. It's a very good stadium condition, but you're also paying 3,000,087 a year for the stadium. That's a lot of money you're paying for the stadium. They got superb training facilities. I think we upgraded this one. I'm not sure, but I think we did that. We're gonna do it. And they got good, excellent youth facilities. So you have to hang on there with the big ones here, guys. You have to hang on with the big ones here. So this is important. This is AC Milan. We are not getting them promotion. We are getting them back up there. We are getting them back into fighting against the best in the world once again. So paying 3.8, the stadium is good. The stadium is in a good shape. It's a good stadium, as you can see it here, and you can really feel it out. But you lose a lot of income on a match day based that you have a rent that is 3.8. So if you have your own stadium, you can do it. They gave me a no for this to build the stadium. I don't know why. And they also, for example, have good, excellent youth recruitment. So what you have to also build is that we'll come back to that later on. Okay. Anyway, so as you can see that the stadium, the filling the stadium is important. I changed my style. Here I was really, when I came to this point over here, I started to, when you don't get the results, what do you do? You just change it all. So I sat down again with myself, and that was here. I sat down here and I said to myself, okay, you have to focus now. Make a system based on your game. I analyzed every player of my team again. Clear my head. Stop thinking one match on the, because it just went around. You just go around yourself all the time and making more and more mistakes as a coach. I think you who have played Football Manager a lot knows how that is when you don't get the results and you start just fumbling in the dark. So I came into the light against Chievo here. I just changed my style here, and as you can see, we had we got a new winning streak here. We won all those games in a row. So we came to April. Was not a good month. We defeated Inter Milan, but we lost only one game, but we drew against Cagliari. We stopped scoring goals again in a way. As you can see, we won many games 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. But we kept the clean sheet a lot as well. That's important in football too. It was one Arsenal coach before Wenger. He said, if you don't concede goals, you don't lose games. But then you get 1, 2, 3 points of 3 games as well. So okay. Anyway, so we won against Inter here, but the next month again we were back in. I didn't change that much. I'm going to show you my changes based in game for game. Sometimes you always have to change, because different players in the field. So what did we do? When you come into the squad, you can see the team. They have Asmir Begovic on loan. A little bit crazy thing. They borrow in Asmir Begovic and they loan out Peperina. Don't know why, but that's something. Okay. Didn't play a single game. He was my second goalkeeper. Is a lot of high wage for have a second goalkeeper. Anyway, the brothers, Donnarumma brothers, This is a 29-year-old brother. He's also earning. So you have 3 goalkeepers earning a lot. So I think I have to sell him, he have been in almost AC Milan all his life here, as you can see. Didn't play 1 game, was my 3rd goalkeeper. So you have also the young brother that is national goalkeeper of Italy, I think now. Great goalkeeper. He's not that good with his passing, so be careful with that. Be very careful with that. But his kicking is okay. His throwing is okay. But as a goalkeeper, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal as a goalkeeper, especially on corners, coming out, bringing a ball down. Great goalkeeper. And he will also become better, as you can see. He have become a lot better in the season. He played all my games last season, so great goalkeeper. And when it comes to that, they have also loaned in Simon Kjær. Simon Kjær, many of you I think remember from the time he played in AC Rome. This was a lot of expectation to him here. And anyway, he paid only £25,000 for him. He's a good physical player, in my opinion. He's a good physical player. He's not that good with the ball, but he's a good defender. As a defender, he's a good defender. But oh my God, 91 cap here. He's a tough one. But he's loaned in. But in the situation you are, if he's loaned in, even if he's not loaned in, you have to use your best defenders. So I know in Italy, in Serie A especially, they use a lot of target men. So strikers are good in the air. So Simon Kjær's 15 could really help us out, because my other defenders, they are, oh my God, what? Musacchio is 28, 29 years old when you start the game. Jumping reach is 11. Okay, but we're gonna play wide with the defensive line. So I started first benching him, and I had Simon Kjær there. But look at here, look at this guy. His aggression is good. He can read the game well. His bravery is well. His composure is well. His decision making and concentration is not that level, but his positioning is okay. But the most important thing when you play wide defensive line, a little bit higher defensive line, you need to have good tackling, because you're isolating your center back. Do you understand that? If you're playing wide defensive line and you use a central defender that is 14 or 15, it can work, but 16 is extremely well. Why? Because you're isolating him one-on-one situation. He's farther away from his defensive partners. He will be isolated alone, so he have to take care of the player alone. So he should have the tackling ability and of course the decision and composure. But with the tackling and the composure here, that is great. Composure is both offensive and defensively in my mind. And his passing is good, so you're going to keep the ball. And you don't need to play him as a ball-playing defender, but you can use him as a ball-playing defender. And again, you're using wide defensive line, so then you should have tackling and marking. This guy has it all. He was the best tackler in my team, I think. I think he was even better than my midfielders. So of course I'm going to pay him. I started with Simon Kjær, I think, okay, well, when I will start analyze the squad, I think, no, I should use him. He's even faster, I think. So you're going to play higher defensive line, and he's better with the ball. Okay? And you can start counter-attacking with this guy. His passing is good, Then a mistake I have made is Leo Duarte. Leo Duarte is a young player you have in your team. You should be playing him more, But I didn't, because I started the season so bad. So I had to go for what I had. So Simon Kjær became my 3rd defender, but I should have used Leo Duarte more. Defensively, I kept the shape. I didn't change it much, guys. One good thing with this guy is, several good things with him is that he's younger. So I think I have ruined a little bit his progression here. That's bad, because I'm going to miss Simon Kjær. He's going back to his club. Then I have Leo Duarte that I've maybe fall down a little bit. So that's bad. Can sell him, but Leo Duarte is a good player. Look at his dribbling, guys. Look at his acceleration. His decision is not that well, but his positioning, all this will increase to 15, 15, 15, 14, 15, Give him one more push. Train him right. So he will go the way. So Leo Duarte, very good defender. Should use him more. He came to the team this year, 9.5 million. Typically, AC Milan buying players that a little bit unknown, I think. For me, he was unknown. Very cheap from Brazil. So yeah, you remember there's a lot of tradition for Brazilian players, Cafu, Pato, coming to AC Milan, Kaká, for example. and have done very well in this club, you know. Okay, guys, let's go on. So as you can see here, you have a good center backs, and the best of them is, of course, Romagnoli. Romagnoli is also Italian. He's 25 years old. As you can see, his value now is 51 million pounds. And what is his jumping reach is great. So putting him in the defensive line with the Argentinian, I cannot his name, sorry. His stamina is also good. That's important. It's not vital, but it's important. It's a bonus. That is why stamina is good. He will deliver better in the season. His mental is the strongest mental you have in the team, as well as his left-footed, so you can have a left and right-footed center back. He marks opponent tightly. That's again important. His marking is very high, so you have him again on a wide defensive line. That's extremely important. His decisions very good. No, not that good, but his composure good. His first touch good. His vision good. His passing good. So he was an extremely good ball playing defender, but also could play the wide defensive line that we wanted, as well as we can put him high up in the field. So there are other people that are sold. We're gonna go and look at them afterwards. We're gonna go just through the squad here. You have also in defensive at Conti. You have two right backs here. You have Conti and you have Calabria. And I think Conti was the best for me. He's a complete defender. You know, when you look at it, he have not many numbers over 15 or 16. His pace, his off the ball movement, and as well I think he has one thing more too, determination. Those are high, but he have nothing low things here. You know, his pace is okay, his stamina is okay, his work rate is okay, teamwork is okay. He have both things. You know, he have off the ball and he have positioning. He have marking and tackling, as well as okay passing and good crossing. He can defend and attack. So again, wide defensive line, getting your fullbacks up in the field. Great player. And then you had, where is the other one? Where are you, my friend? Calabria. Is, I think, in my opinion, he's younger, so he could get better, more improvement. But he's a younger and he's a good backup for Conte. But he will get angry if you don't start him. And he's born in AC Milan in a way, as you can see here. I don't want to sell him. I need him into the Champions League too. And he's good. You know, to buying a player as good as him for AC Milan will cost us a lot of money that we can use on another player. So, but one of my major problems with him was his stamina. His stamina is low, but his pace, his acceleration is okay. His marking is okay, as you can see. It's just very similar, but his crossing is not that good as Conte. He have higher determination. He have higher teamwork. The teamwork good thing is that he can work better in the defensive line. He can work better on the offside line. If you have offside, if it's setting up the offside trap, he can also get a better overlaps. He can get a better work with your winger at the side if you have using a winger. And at the left side, guys, you have Theo Hernandez. Oh my God, this is a good one. He's 3 months injured when he started the season, but my God, this guy is fast. When he comes like a bullet. And guys, he have the stamina. He can go all game long. He have this runs with the ball through center. It didn't make any problems for me. I had overlap at the left side. When he came back, he was my most stable left back in the game. He's a very good player. So he have the off the ball movement with you take this off the ball movement, his interaction that he can read the game, and his pace and acceleration. You get a rocket at the left side of your field. Keep him. He's also 21 years old. Keep him. Build around him. His technique is good, and he will be better and better all season long. And his dribbling is not that bad. If this can come up to 15, guys, 16 pace, 16 acceleration, off the ball 16, dribbling 15. Oof, that would be nice. And technique to 15. Huh? Can he defend? Okay. Yes, marking is good. Positioning. So the thing is, in AC Milan, you have a good defensive line if you find the right find right fullback. I bought Jorge in because I didn't have a backup for Theo Hernandez. I had one player, Lux, as you can see later. We're gonna go and look at the players I sold. He's not good enough in my opinion, so I bought Jorge. Jorge is, for me, I got to know him in Monaco. one of the better players you have at the left side in this game. I did use him to start with as a left back to Theo Hernandez came up, and when Theo Hernandez come back, he can play in many different positions. He can also play as inside forward here, so he have played many different positions. As you can see, he's good crossing, good dribbling, good technique, good passing. He's great in the build-up of the game. He can play center in the field as well. He can work as a box-to-box midfielder perfectly if we want him to play there. So I used him in many different places. He shoots from distance. That is also very good, in my opinion, for this system. And you're going to see why later. So Jorge came. He played as a left back. Then he was a left midfielder, as you can say. But he also played some games in different places. Of course, he played very well and was almostly cheap, in my opinion, for a player of his quality. Then you had the best player in the team, is Frank Kessie. But you have to build around him. When I saw him, I was a little bit disappointed before in the season started. You know, it's like, oh, I heard he's very good both ways, but I cannot see the attributes. His long shot is 12. What is that? But forget that, guys. This guy scores goals. I don't know why. Maybe it's his composure, maybe his timing, I don't know. He shoots from distance, perfect. Let him shoot all day long. This is this is the best box-to-box midfielder I have seen in this game. And the thing is, he is so vital defensively as well as offensively. I think he was almost my top scorer last year, 11 goals, 737. No assists, 0 assists, but my God, and he won so many important games. He won important games for us, as well as winning a lot of important challenges defensively. His stamina is 19. He scores a lot of goals when it comes to the 17 to 19 minutes of the game. This guy keeps scoring goals. His balance is magicians out there. So that's important when you have this balance offensively as well as defensively, combined with that strength and pace. Because strength, pace, and balance, you're gonna be a beast out there. No one's gonna get you out of your rhythm at one-on-one duels, for example. But anyway, guys, his marking was 15 before the season ended. That's important because you want this guy hunting out there. I used him first as a ball-winning midfielder, but then I used him as a box-to-box. He works much better as a box-to-box midfielder. Even though the numbers doesn't maybe say that, but he was extremely good. Maybe one thing is that his off-the-ball movement, great. Determination, his bravery, his aggression, his tackling. He got only 8 yellow cards. He almost played all of my games. A little bit of coffee is important, guys. Sorry. Okay, so this guy, you keep him. And you make it work because he is important. Almandra I just bought in. Nothing big. This is the players I have to bought in, 19 years old when they came. So I can build around him. He can be a box-to-box midfielder coming years maybe. And this is a player that I want to sell, for example. I keep in the team as a squad player. But he's already unhappy that he's a squad player. So I don't know but he got the potential. So I didn't play that many games last season. But this is the way you have to think. You have to bring a lot of young players into the squad. And the thing is, Frank Cassis and Ismail Benaker is two of maybe the best central midfielders that fill each other. So when I saw the game, I was trying all different formations, 3-5-2, 4-4-2, everything. I thought, listen, when you have Frank Kessie with his defensive abilities and Ismail Benaker, you don't need any more players in that central field, and because they can defend for you. You understand? If these two are together here, you don't need the third man here or one here anymore, because defensively this is maybe, and that's why we kept the 0 and clean sheet a lot. Yes, because our fullbacks can go back and forward, as well as we have two guys here who can really defend it. So when I saw these two together, they are, what a combination you have here. Ismail Benaker defensively, look at this. His tackling is also high, and his positioning is high, his teamwork is high, so he can easily adapt and work with you. His work rate is good, he can read the game, his bravery is good, his composure is well, his decisions is okay, his determination is great. He have also great pass as this guy, as Kessie have. Together they are brilliant. as well as you can see the dribbling he has. So he can build up the game, so he can dictate tempo, try some long range passes. So it's like having a deep line playmaker, but I use him as a central midfield in defense. So he was positioning here, as well as the Kessie went up here and for the second balls. Okay, so these two, untouchable for my team. And I don't know why his value doesn't increase a little bit more, but that's a team player. That's important for make your clock going around, you know. Salvatore Santoro is a player I think I bought in also. Should not put him in the second team. I bought a lot of things, guys. Andre Anderson, my God, this guy is good. This guy is good. I bought him for £12 million. I'm not paying potential cost is 15. So anyway, this was a good player. As you can see, he started many games on the bench, but when you have him on the field, I made him to try killer balls often. His finishing is good, so his dribbling is well, his long shots well, he's fitting the system perfectly. His passing, he was really good on counter attacks, and his acceleration is good. His composure is good, low, you know. His anticipation, he reads the game. He had good work rate. He had good off the ball movement, as well as he have flair. So of course he was 19 years old. What a bride that was. Radek Krunic I didn't get that much out of. Remember, my two central midfielders was never almost injured, and I could maybe use him sometimes higher up in the field. But he's a good squad player. Good squad player. And I think also that one other thing that he have is that he have okay pace, good stamina. He fits the system, the play we want, very well. He fits it very well. Like dribbling, first touch, long shots. So you can move with football that I wanted here, because you don't have many players that are high passing, but you don't have a lot of players that are low passing, and you don't have a lot of dribblers, you don't have a lot of finishers. So your long shots is the key here with this team. Lucas Paqueta, in my opinion, he didn't deliver what I wanted from him. I don't know if it's because his teamwork is low. We are playing very team based. Our game was a team as a unit. I don't think he's individually good enough to build around him alone. So I had a hard time making him work. 6 assists, 5 goals, injured in the start of the season, got injured in the start of the season. His pace is not good enough for me to be an inverted winger. He was good as an advanced playmaker at the right. He worked well there when we used to play that. His dribbling is good. Okay, so his first touch is good. But passing is good, his technique good, but his decision making is combined with low teamwork and made it hard. Stamina was good, you know, his flair was good, determination good. He shoots from distance. That is important in this formation. He scored some important games, some important goals. And you also have, as we saw, Ante Rebic. I started with 2 strikers in the start of the game. When I went to this formation, you're going to see later, Rebic fell out. He's on loan from Frankfurt. He have 2 things. You know, he's a good squad player. He have the pace. We really lacked pace, you know, so his pace was important. His aggression was very good, based with his also work rate, you know, so you could use him as a pressing forward, but this finishing of 12 is not that good. But that's the problem in AC Milan. You don't have finishers. In this game. But his dribbling based with his pace was also important, because you also don't have pace and you don't have dribbling. You have pace, but you don't have that, you know, that special pace. So I also brought in Elbsberg Eze, not so important. You have, for example, this is a typical AC Milan player, 14 in dribbling, and 15 passing was one of the highest, you know, long shots 15. So Bonaventura was important for me last year. He scored 6 goals, 4 assists. Played many different places. Last year of contract, so I have renewed his contract, but I don't think he will get a better player. His wage is low. Keep him in the team. It's other places that is burning. For this system, he was good. I also bought in Domenico Beardi. They didn't like I did that, because Domenico Beardi is a typical player that brings in the same kind of play style. His acceleration is higher, so he can give me a little bit more to play on. He can play in many different places, but he can play, for example, based on a winger at the left here. He can play inverted winger at the right, or he can play striker. He can play as a shadow striker behind. He have finishing. He have long shots. He have the off the ball movement, so he fitted my system. He has good aggression. He got good work rate. He had Not that good, but not that bad either, you know. So this was the typical player for me to buy, and he fits every place. He's Italian as well, important. Rafael Leo, I didn't get that much out of, but I think in the long run for Rafael to succeed, his physical is great. But he also runs with the ball very great. You know, you can see I've made him run with the ball more often. Don't know if that was smart, but I don't know. Do you want to use him as a complete forward? How much better will he become? He did only start 2 games for me last season, and his dribbling is 15, his technique is 15. But is he a target man in the long run? As his jumping is 15, his strength is 15, or is he a left winger that can break with his right foot inside because his dribbling, his technique is high, his long shots is not that good, but he's okay, you know. So I don't know what he was, but based his decision, his bravery was low. Everything was, he was not complete anything. So I'm going to try to make him as a target man. So let's hope that will work. As well as when you come to this team, you have to add a lot of staff members, guys. AC Milan also have the legendary Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the squad. He had 1 year left of his contract. I got a new contract with him. I took his wage down. He was, I think, up to £180,000. Brought it down to 130 and gave him 1 more year. He's important. He scores a lot of goals as a deep line playmaker, as a target man. He doesn't score that many much games, but he scores important game. His leadership ability is important. He's a good player. He's a really good player, and yeah, it was important. I mean, 17 goals. You know, the thing is, do you see this? The 15 finishing. That's the highest you have of finishing in the squad. If you sell him and you bring in a striker that doesn't work, oof. So that was my problem, I think, because when I started the game, I used Zlatan as a deep line playmaker in support, and I got my wingers coming in, inside forwards and things like that. But that's stupidity from me, because that's the highest finisher I had, 15. So I need to get him in front of the goal, and his jumping is 18, his heading is 15 as well. So use him as a target man. Get the balls in. And the second balls, Kessie will come and shoot them in, you know. So, okay, guys. And who did we sell? Just before we go to the tactics, I'm going to show you that one too. Who did we sell? We bought some players in. I don't know if you don't need to. For example, we also bought this guy, Aliso Visconti. I think he came off himself. I didn't buy this one. He comes when the season is over. Yeah, we bought a lot of players that's a little bit unknown. Nicolas Cambiaki, he's a great. I think I'm gonna use him as a wide midfielder. We're gonna show the system wide midfielder. That was what I bought him for, 19 years. I think he can fit there as an offensively player. And I also had Santora, as you saw, Andre Anderson, and you had Canigi. Oh, he was good. He's good. Gianmarco Canigiano. Look at his dribbling. This guy is something special. His agility, he can be his flair, his technique. 18 years old. This guy can be something. So we also bought in Ebre Eze, as you saw in the squad. He's a good dribbler. He's a good acceleration. He's also bringing some money in, I think, because of revenue here. He's an English player. He got great flair. Got okay work rate and teamwork. I've used him in 18 games in the league, I think, and only 4 starters. But it was a good game. Okay, who did we sell, guys? We sold a lot of players. I loaned them out. But this guy, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, didn't have that high wage, but in AC Milan world, he had high wage. He was also one of those guys, great long shots, but didn't work, that guy. He had the vision, he had the passing that was higher than everyone else in the team, in the midfield especially. So I thought, okay, maybe I can use him as advanced playmaker. I just played a little bit around him, and it didn't work, So it was better to just get in the money. He's too halfway. He's too halfway. His crossing was good, so you could have used him as a wide midfielder. But when I started to play with a wide midfielder, I think I had already sold him. And you have also some Meletti is a good talent. We have also Maldini. Maldini's son is in the team. He's a good player. I have loaned him away. Laksat was the left back you had in the team. Lakasalt. Great pace, but one-way player. Teamwork is okay. Jorge was better. I sold him very cheap. I needed the money. And Castillo, again, a halfway play. What could have played as a, I don't know, but it's not good enough. You need good players. It's not good enough. If you're not good enough in my system, you can be saved by your running abilities a little bit and things like that, but didn't have it. And you also have Lucas Biglia, but he's high wage when you start with the game, so I didn't keep him. I just sold him. But in the system, he would have fitted in a way as a backup, as a center midfielder in defense, because as you can see, his tackling, his positioning, his bravery is good enough, and his passing is good. So he could have played there, but he was sold before the season started as a center midfield defense. Okay, this is how we set up the team, guys. Play 4-4-1-1. 2 wide midfielders in the sides. The wide midfielders come inside here, and you get your fullbacks up. Permission to attack. Why is none of them? We attack with both of them in a way, and you don't need a player here. One, because these 2 guys are good enough in defending high up in the field, as well as you got good players that has both Conti and Hernandez or Calabria here. They are good in going both ways. And you have good high pressure, so you can win the ball high up in the field as well. So it's good balance in the team. You will not concede that many goals. So you have, the only way you concede a lot of goals is if the game is controlled by opponents and they start crossing you a lot. So okay, you have these 2 I talked about the wide defensive line. You use this one as a ball playing defender. I didn't use both of them because I felt when I used Moshichu as the ball playing defender, they started to dribble a lot wide. So I haven't crossed anything here on personal. The only thing I took cross aim target man, because we are using Zlatan as a target man. And I took also stay wider for Conti. Sometimes it came smaller deep into the field, so I kept them here. I need these 2 to make the wide of the game, to approach the sides. Use Jorge, the wide midfielder, they sometimes come here, and that was very good for Jorge, because Jorge had both long shots, he likes to shoot longs, and he have good passing, good technique, good first touch, good dribbling. So getting him inside, not like this, but in here, helped Kessie go up. So he and Kessie come for the second balls here. One of them went in, the other stayed down. So you had Hernandez overlapping. So at the left we are overlapping, and you got Hernandez coming in and Jorge going in. And sometimes I used to change position after these 2. And Paqueta played here sometimes, and here sometimes. The same thing with the right side, but a little bit more defensively. Sometimes I went like this. He went higher up in the field, and he was support there. This I did especially when Calabria played, because he's not as good as Conti offensively. So, but normally I went like this, and but I didn't approach, as you can see, not overlap at the right side. So we don't do it at the both side. What happens often here, we get the ball. He likes to take the long ball, so he gets the long ball, slap it over to the left side. Jorge brings it inside in a way, or keep the ball a little bit inside. You see Hernandez coming out, and one of them get the assist and get the cross. The cross doesn't deliver. Kessie comes, win the second ball, scores a goal. And it's not much more times. Sometimes I used him as if I used him as this attacking midfielder, I used him as a target man in attack. So yeah, but I needed to give it a change in the season, and also I went shadow striker at the end of the game to get a little bit more pressure up there and target man in support for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's as a box-to-box midfielder. He came up there. They balance each other very well. Both of them are good both-way players. We play positive, and we have fairly narrow system. Why do we have fairly narrow system? Because we want... Yes, we are approaching the wide areas. As you can see, we are focusing on playing at the flanks, on both flanks. So the players will then be ordered to look on the flanks, as well as we have overlap at the left. So you will get that combination of overlap. You don't have any players setting up here to be using as a playmaker, as you can see. So they will not looking too much into the middle. So when I keep it, as you can see here, they are further from each other. They are closer to each other, as well as now they will look a little bit more inside. But then you make up for it by switching to this. If I had, for example, used him as advanced playmaker, I think a lot of things would be changing. I wouldn't get the ball that much to the sides early enough. Then you have to come from here, going here. So yeah, so play out of defense, because you really got player in defense that can play out. You play shorter passing here, I sometimes went to higher, more direct player, standard passing. It's no need of doing that, but sometimes you can increase the tempo of the game, get the ball going around. But remember, you don't have that many good ball players, okay? You don't got that many good ball players. And if you go too direct, I think it's a little bit dangerous because you don't got enough players up front, and on the counter-attacks you can kill yourself. You are not moving enough players up in front. But in the other hand, Zlatan is great in keeping the ball. He is great in that aspect of the game. We are playing whip it crosses, nothing more here, guys. Nothing, touching nothing here. At the translation, we are using the counter press. We have the player to use the counter press because he can counter press if you lose the ball high up. He can do, all of them can. One player cannot do that. Who is that? Zlatan. Zlatan got good bravery in the other end, but so we have to use the counter press. We didn't go for the counter because I felt we have too much distance between the higher players and the other players, as well as our higher player in the field was Zlatan, who didn't have pace. He didn't have anybody around him with pace, so counter-attacking was not realistic for my part here. Slow down, pace down, because I could maybe take it away, I don't know, but I slowed down because I think we are, how can I say it, we are not countering them, we want to play them out, because we have so good defensive line that we can play up the pressure, and if we can play out the pressure, they come up, we have something to hit them at the back. And as well as he's not that good with the ball in his passing, if he starts the game too early and the pressure is high already when you start the ball, it's very often you get a pass back to the goalkeeper. Then you're messed. So anyway, it could also go like this as well. No problem. We used higher pressing here. And as you said, defensive wide is wide. You use offside trap. You have players who can play the offside trap. You play defensive wide because you don't have that good players jumping rich, and they are good enough defensively to defend alone. Slightly more urgent. This could cost you some games. Don't do that. This can give you a lot of yellow cards as well. Prevent the short kick from distribution. You want the goal kick at the opponent to give you the play with the long balls so you can win the second ball. You have the higher pressure here because Jorge, Benaventura, Anderson, and Ibrahimovic, especially Anderson here, win the ball a lot high up in the field, and these three here can really fill the room here. They are strong enough physically, tactically, technically to defend a bigger area. So these three are so good defensively that you don't need to do this because you don't play in counter-attacking, and they can really hit against better teams. You can maybe do it to make it a little bit more compact here, because as you stretch this out, is more running, more space for these three in the middle. But as well as we are using these four guys in the central here and him supporting them, it will work. They can run a lot. This team is made of players who go both way. We ask him to tackle harder. His bravery is high. Great physical player, and mark tighter. Maybe I can take this away. Jorge, nothing special. Kessie, he take fewer risk, but he scores a lot of goals. Benacar take fewer risk as well. So both of them take fewer risk in the field. Bonaventura, nothing special. Conti, we have seen him. Anderson, nothing special. So it's not many individual things we say to them. And here comes the goal, guys. I think you can see, look at the analysis. We can go analysis the goal. You can see the goal come from here. This is the 50 matches. But let's go from we changed the system. I think we can say last 25 games. You can see here that 13 goals come from this area here. So it's not a lot of crosses. I think it's crosses from byline, now from deep here. But it's also a lot of second goal. A lot of these goals here, guys, is Kessie scoring from here, and Zlatan, Kessie here, and these are more the wide midfielders who score the goal. So both of these is Kessie in a way, I think. And you can see the assist location, guys. Assist came as a crosses from here mostly from right side, even though there was a left side was attacking, but the left side I think scored more goals. Paqueta especially had a lot of goals. Paqueta as a wide midfielder scored some goals here, but you had a lot of assists here from the central part. You got your assist against you at the left side, and that makes sense, because you have Kessie who's coming up here. You have also more overlapping. You have a wide mid wing back that is in attack here. So you are sending more up from the left side, and that you are doing from your right side. As you can see, the right side is really, really safe. 25 games, no assists have come from a right side. So maybe I could do this a little bit better. Maybe go and tweak it a little better. We get even fewer goals against us, then we never lose a game. Maybe. But again, we go back to the goals location, guys. You can see a lot of goals here. So you get a lot of goals on long shots. You play it the old school Italian way, win it with 1 goal. That's the standard here. That's the way you do it. The finance in the club, guys, we can look at that at the last, is we got £20 million when the season's over. We are inside when it comes to European Champions Cup, on course on the FFP regulation. We have, as you can see here, the income is good. We have good income. We got some prize money. Our prize money is coming on mostly, as you can see, from Italian Cup, and 3 million come from the Serie A. So you can achieve maybe a little bit more in the Italian Serie A, but not much more in Italian Cup. We almost got 10 million. So when you are in the Champions League next season, you can get 20 million, 30 million extra on those funds. Then you start talking money. But don't go out lashing out your money on shit, to say it that way. Sorry for my language. The TV revenue is high. The TV revenues will be even higher if you're in the Champions League. In friendlies, we did have a little bit TV revenues. We could have more. I cancelled all the hard games because I wanted to play against easy games. What else? Gate receipts will be even higher now that you are in the Champions League, because you can see playing against the big teams in the cup, especially. We played, for example, against Rome in the semi-final here. We filled it in 75,000 people in San Siro. So if you are in the group, for example, Real Madrid or Barcelona, Bayern München, Liverpool, something like that, like Paris, you will fill your stadium. And if you come out of the group stage, you will fill it even more. So your gate receipts will be high. You will now, because you're back into the Champions League, sell more TVs, season tickets, and tickets in generally. Your merchandising will even become better. You're back in the Champions League. You're a bigger club now. Your players sold. I don't know how that will become, but your investments, you don't have that much interest. Sponsorship will also increase. Here's our sponsors. You have all these sponsors coming in, and that will be ending this year. So you have your main kit that you get 30 million of, but you will get a lot of more. But I don't know how this will go. Maybe you'll lose them, but I don't think you lose them. You're doing better. So the projection, I never care about that. It's always wrong, So at the end of the season, as you can see, you get more and more money here, but your expenditures, your turnovers, your profit, you don't have any loan. We have only transfer debt, but hey, that's a plus, that's not a minus here. So our income is good. Our expenditure is, yes, is wage, of course, bonuses, wage, player wage. So if I go back here, what do I also, and you also get, for example, Alex Stamakis here. I forgot to tell about him. He's a 19-year-old. He come into the team. We're gonna play a wide midfielder for me sometimes as a fullback when we need goals, but he's not a ball-fight player, so I think I'm gonna loan him away when he comes back next season. £21,000. I don't know how many pounds. No, it's £21,000 he will get. So yeah, I think I'm gonna loan him. I'm gonna loan Almandra out, but I need these young players on the bench as well, because I really don't have a player if I don't have them. And if I get Reina back, I'm gonna sell Pep Reina, and I also sell this the big brother of Donnarumma, and bring in a young goalkeeper that can be, because I already got a young goalkeeper as my first goalkeeper. But it's too much money to pay 70,000 for your second goalkeeper, and 30. I'm paying £100,000 a week for 2 goalkeepers that you don't need really. But you got players on loan as well. You got a lot of talents in the team. You got This guy is asking me to bring him to the first team. I don't know why, because I don't think he's not good enough, but he got the physical aspect of the game very well. So this is going to be a beast here. I'll loan him away next season. Hope he gets some playing time. In non-competitive games, he has scored 61 goals. To be a striker here is great. You know, his jumping reach is great. His heading is okay to be so young. Just gave him a full contract as a professional player. So players we got on loans that you can look at as well, guys. Rebic will be gone, Shar will be gone, Begovic will be gone, but Reina coming back. Halalovic is coming in. It's not good enough. You had one more player here. I think you should be looking at. There are a lot of talents here, but good player that can go in and really help you already this year is Susu. Fitting our system, he will be very well. So coming in, I don't need a player. Susu in himself coming back is like a new player for you. But you also had Daniel Maldini is also a very good player. But there was a central defender playing in Atlanta. And you also have Ricardo Rodriguez. I's gonna sell him when he comes back. But anyway, you got also Calderano or something like that as a central defender. There you are, Calderano. He has been injured, so he haven't played that many games. He's in Atlanta. He's a good player when Simo Shar is away. Play simple passes. His marking is good. I think he's gonna increase his level. Best if you get just some playing time. He had played already for Italian national team, so him coming in, Simo Shar goes out. I don't see a lot of big problems there, to be honest. Because this was one of the best games I played. Should you play it? Yes. Go and play. This can be a long save. The squad is good. It's a team unit. Just remember, this is a team unit. Keep it small. Make them run. Make them go both way. And when you don't have that many good finishes on front in the goal, make sure you don't get any goal against you. So you don't need to score 3 goals every game to win the game. Okay, guys? I hope you liked it. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you don't like it, don't hit the like button. And I don't know which sleeping giant team I'm going to now. If you have any ideas which team I should go to, send it in and I will do it for you. Thank you, guys.